Making Sarah Cry by Cheryl Costello Forche. He stood among his friends from school and joined their childhood games, laughing as they played kickball and calling poor Sarah names. Sarah was unlike the rest. She was slow and not as smart, and it would seem to all his friends she was born without a heart. And so he gladly joined their fun of making Sarah cry. But somewhere, deep within his heart, he never knew just why. For he could hear his mother's voice, her lessons of right and wrong, playing over and over inside his head, just like a favorite song. Treat others with respect, son, the way you'd want them treating you. And remember, when you hurt others, someday someone might hurt you. He knew his mother would not understand the purpose of their game, of teasing Sarah, who made them laugh as her own tears fell like rain. The funny faces that she made and the way she'd stomp her feet, whenever they mocked the way she walked or the stutter when she'd speak. To him, she must deserve it, because she never tried to hide. And if she really wanted to be left alone, then why not stay inside? But every day she'd do the same. She'd come outside to play and stand there, tears upon her face, too upset to run away. The game would soon be over as tears streamed from her eyes, for the purpose of their fun was making Sarah cry. It was nearly 2 whole months. He hadn't seen his friends. He would certainly almost wonder what happened and where he'd been. So he felt a little nervous as he limped his way to class. He hoped no one would notice. He prayed no one would ask about that awful day, the day his bike met with a car, leaving him with a dreadful limp and a jagged-looking scar. So he held his breath a little as he hobbled into the room, where inside he saw a welcome back banner and lots of red balloons. He felt a smile cross his face as his friends all smiled too, and he couldn't wait to play outside, his favorite thing to do. So the moment that he stepped outdoors and saw his friends all waiting there, he expected a few pats on the back, but instead they all stood back and stared. He felt his face grow hotter as he limped to join their side, to play a game of kickball and of making Sarah cry. An awkward smile crossed his face when he heard the words, "Hey freak, where'd you get that ugly mask?" He turned, expecting Sarah, but Sarah could not be seen. It was the scar upon his own face that caused such words so mean. He joined in their growing laughter, trying hard not to give in to the awful urge inside to cry or the quivering of his chin. They are only teasing, he made himself believe. They are still my friends. They'd never think of hurting me. But the cruel remarks continued about the scar and then his limp, and he knew if he shed a single tear, they'd label him a wimp. And so the hurtful words went on, and in his heart he wondered why. But he knew the game would never end until they made him cry. And just when a tear had formed, he heard a voice speak out from behind. "Leave him alone, you bullies, because he's a friend of mine." He turned to see poor Sarah, determination on her face, sticking up for one of her own tormentors and willing to take his place. And when his friends did just that, trying their best to make poor Sarah cry, this time he didn't join in, and at last understood exactly why. Treat others with respect, son, the way you'd want them treating you. And remember, when you hurt others, someday someone might hurt you. It took a lot of courage, but he knew he must be strong, for at last he saw the difference between what's right and wrong. And Sarah didn't seem so weird through his understanding eyes. Now he knew he'd never play again the game of making Sarah cry. It took a lot of teasing and arousing from his friends, but when they saw his strength, they chose to be like him. And now out on the playground, a group of kids meets every day to play a game of kickball and of teaching their new friend, Sarah, how to play. Thank you.